I believe we are live. Are we showing up on YouTube yet?
Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Is there a readiness? Is there a ready button? It looks like we're live.
Can you see us?
Yep. I can see that. Have you lowered the frickin' game audio?
Yes, I have.
It's very important to do that.
Well, it turns out, actually, I want to say, when was it? It was not the last... Yeah, it was the last update. When they did the changes to the controls and stuff, they reset everybody's settings, and I totally spaced on resetting the actual, volume settings. So, that's my bad. That's all my fault. I apologize for that. I accept the blame.
Okay, so we're back. This is a new week.
Yes.
Some other stuff going on.
Hello and welcome to the Tenno Two Drink Minimum, a console casuals podcast. I am Cazz, and this week I am joined by
Somebody who kind of has to show up for work tomorrow, but not really. I mean, I'll be there physically, but I won't be there mentally.
I am joined by ShotFace. So,
yay!
It has been an eventful week.
Has it?
Yeah,
really?
fairly eventful week for
I hadn't
at least for
noticed.
PC.
It's not. I mean, I haven't been paying attention, to Twitter and Reddit and the forums and all that good stuff surrounding Warframe. I haven't been.
It's not like you're got your ear to the ground or nothing. You're not part of the grapevine. I've been
here on the grind. I've been here on the grind. I'm a MR23. I've been leveling up weapons and stuff.
My fashion frame's still better than yours.
I don't care. This week on the Tenno Two Drink Minimum. First topic.
Well, before we get into topics, what is the Tenno Two Drink Minimum? What is the Tenno Two Drink Minimum?
First topic is, what are you drinking?
Okay. Because the Tenno Two Drink Minimum is a two drink minimum podcast. It is very much a drinking podcast, and I am 2 screwdrivers in. So.
Okay. I am keeping it classy again with Majarian Cola. The dog is barking. Why is the dog barking now? What the hell? Flint, I'm gonna kick you in the balls. I would never do that, but why is he barking?
Well, he goes in and actually assesses that, because things do happen.
I've assessed. I've assessed.
You've assessed? Okay.
I've assessed. Yes,
Mailman?
Flint pays attention to me. I'm sure it was just somebody walking down the street, and he was like, hey, get away from my lawn. He likes to do that.
Okay.
He postures a lot, but he's such a baby.
He is cute and lovable. He's way too cute.
Alright. Yep. Okay, so we should probably go over what's been going on this week. Now, I do have some shotgunny topics, probably be all over the place a little bit here, but some housekeeping. We did cover last week a little bit of the void glitch drama.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that, whatever. So, turns out, while data mining is not illegal in the US, it's actually covered under fair use in some weird...
ways.
Some weird legalese kind of way. However, void glitch isn't necessarily the most innocent of people.
Yeah.
Or at least not viewed in the most innocent of lights anymore. Considering his interviews with Squid the Sid and people pointing out some particular comments he made, the community still kind of divided, but DE is making strides to help that divisive feeling that's been in the community for the last week. I think it's been overshadowed at this point with the big PC release that came out. So
I would say so.
I think we're well past that, because DE has made strides. They did post a web page that actually showcases the what is it? The drop percentages.
Drop rates. Yeah.
And then it was immediately found that there were inconsistencies in that, and there were flaws, but they immediately updated it. So they're trying. So I can't crap on them. Not that I would, because I actually trust them as a developer. Like I said, I've said this in the past. I have played games with community management teams that have been complete shit, and with developers whose primary goal was to just make money and screw the player, right?
Right.
They don't seem to be in that boat as much as other dev teams, as much as other developers. So I give them a bit more leeway here.
Right.
So I can see them wanting to have more good community faith than just going for the almighty dollar here, because it's a free-to-play game, and they do make a fuckload of money.
Mm-hmm.
They do. You can't deny it. Free-to-play games make a fuckload of money, and this game has 26 million registered losers. So we're all spending a nickel and dime here. It adds up real quick. If 26 million people spend a dime, that is a ungodly amount of money.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So, with the whole void glitch thing, that's pretty well passed. That's I think we're kind of over it to an extent, but that doesn't mean we should be complacent.
Right.
That doesn't mean we should forget, because the whole the bonus to having data mining was that we saw at the time, and this was very early on, we did go over this, was that we saw that drop chances and things like that weren't, for lack of a better term, they weren't good. There were some really bad drop chances for certain items, and shining a light on that was a very good thing for the community. So there was positivity there, and it looks like they're making a stride to at least give us that information, that detailed information, to an extent. Obviously, it needs a lot of work, and they acknowledge that it needs work. So
right
on that, and void glitch, wherever you are, Godspeed, good man. Hopefully, you don't do anything else stupid and get shit on.
Right.
He was doing a good thing, even though it led down a bad road.
Yeah. Paid with good intentions.
Yeah. Well, it's subjective. My opinion is that he wasn't a bad person. He just didn't make great choices.
Right. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm having issues. Technical difficulties. I need the shirt.
Technical difficulty? Are you serious? What are you doing?
Green screen.
What happened? Your green screen? Seriously. You're at your desk.
Yeah.
There's nothing else behind you. How is the green screen a problem at this point?
Yeah, because I'm complicated and I make things hard.
Yeah, I gathered that. I can see that. It's not pleasant to look at.
No, not at all.
While you're
I'm good. I'm good.
While you're finagling your green screen, we should probably let's okay, what are we going to be doing today before we really start jumping into topics here?
I would say let's just chill out, do some Kuva, because I know I could use some of it, and my tank's been on E for a while, so.
Yeah, I could definitely use some Kuva, because this week a couple of things came out. We can go over those real quick. So you start looking at some Kuva missions. I'm gonna load up Inaros. So I've been on this weird Inaros tip lately, and I would like to use Frost today, but I can't, and there's a reason for that. We'll get to it.
And before we move on to another subject, I do want to see if we could add just a small segment at the beginning to something I was thinking up, just to kind of help better structure the podcast, because we do kind of lack a little bit of structure. We're trying.
Oh, yeah, no. This is guerrilla radio at its fucking worst.
Right. But I got a mobile defense here. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But doing a tiny little segment just to start off most podcasts, see if we can start the podcast with this now, and doing a segment of what have you been doing this week?
Oh, okay.
So what have you been doing? What games have you been playing? Have you been playing Warframe? In that game, what have you been doing? Like what has been your purpose for the week?
My week has consisted of some comic books, sure, but in video games. I'm not sure how this relates to video games. Well, no, I am sure how this relates to video games because it's literally based on a video game. The Dark Souls board game. I've had it for a while now. I was a founder on the Kickstarter, and I've actually had the Dark Souls board game in my hands for a couple of months, and I haven't really had a whole lot of time to mess with it. But I've been taking time here and there. It's actually a lot of rules. It's a pretty hefty game, so there's a lot to know when starting that game, and it is 4-player co-op, and it is Dark Souls. I've also been kind of thinking about how exactly best to get a group together to play it, because I know you, me, Billy, and probably Ross would totally be down, but I don't know of anybody outside of that because of the type of game that it is. It is a cooperative board game, but it's a cooperative board game that is designed to kick your ass.
Right. It is Dark Souls at its best.
It is Dark Souls. Okay. I don't feel like dealing with the Juggernaut.
Okay, so just turn it off for a second.
Yeah. But other than that, I have actually been playing the crap out of Warframe for some reason. I don't know what got into me, but this week, like, I like Warframe, sure, that's cool, but I have been going banana sandwich on this game. So much so that I actually have like really refined some builds, and I have made MR23. Which I said I was going to try to get the MR23. I was a 21 for a while there.
Yep.
And I figured, you know, I'm going to try to get the MR23 before TennoCon, and then just something came over me and I went ham. So now I am an MR23. Oh, where's the Kuva? Where's the Kuva? I can't see the Kuva. I don't know where the Kuva. Oh, there it is. There we go.
Okay, cool. You got it.
Got it? Okay. But yeah, I have been Warframing my ass off lately. I officially have every Warframe in the current console build. So, with the exception of Oberon Prime, I have 2 parts left for Obi Prime.
That was close.
I missed it. I did not get that one. Okay. So yeah, 2 more parts to finish off Oberon Prime. And that will be the last actual frame of the current build for console. So that's where I've been at.
Right.
What the hell you been doing?
I've been kind of all over the place a little bit. I started off the week with, obviously I started off the week with a little bit of Warframe, just kind of having a good time. And just kind of exploring a little bit. Sorry, I got a little bit intense there with all the Guardians.
It really happened. Ow! I got bullied. I got bullied. I got bullied hard. I don't have my armor on. I'm a Naros, and I don't have my scarabs. There we go. Okay.
I need some health back, but I don't have any energy. Not good. Yeah, I started off with a little bit of Warframe, and then Tuesday I was playing, and I was expecting like, hey, the new patch and stuff.
Shit.
For Paragon was going to come out. And I'm a huge fan of Paragon. I absolutely love that game. Something about it. I'm not usually a fan of MOBAs. I've played quite a few MOBAs, but something about that game I enjoy. And so I was playing it, and they didn't have a patch drop on Tuesday, but I played a few more matches because this was a semi-large balance patch that just came out recently. And then I played again on Wednesday when the patch actually dropped. So
yeah.
I was just kind of chilling out. I was having a good time, and this came out with patches and balance changes to 4 separate characters, as well as a new hero. So
yes, this was Hero Week.
Yes.
Every 3 weeks there's a hero release for the game. Wait. Oh my god, what do I have in that right now? Should have an
And since I was looking at the new hero, I was like, well. Wait. Okay, cool, you got it.
Got it. Yep.
I was gonna look at the new hero and go like, okay, because you know I'm not a mid player. If I can play anywhere, I usually end up playing in either jungle or off lane.
Yeah.
And this new hero is very versatile. He's very weird. It's kind of odd. Like, it's not like how a normal hero would go. He's very weird. He has no wave clear. It's very, very odd on how he's structured. But as a mid laner, he kind of caught me a little bit. And he actually, this is a new hero, has kind of made me want to play mid a little bit. Granted, it's also Hero Week, so
everybody wants to play him.
Yeah, so I'm just not going to get to play him for a while. That's just a thing in Paragon. And so in the next few weeks, I'll probably be playing a lot more of him. You'll probably hear a lot more about him. But yeah, that's what I did most of the week, and then today and I want to say probably tomorrow I'll end up playing more Let It Die, because I've been falling in love with that game again.
Yeah, I've seen that. I might pop in Let It Die probably tomorrow.
They have some new events going down. They just had a huge update.
Alrighty.
Again, all 3 of those games that I mentioned, free to play. Oh, also, since we didn't do this last week, I do want to give a shout out. If you have PlayStation Plus, this month's free game is Life is Strange. I played through the entire thing. It is fantastic. This coming from a 20-year-old male, and this game is about 18-year-old girls. It's just
really
that good of a
story.
story.
Any effect. It's 2017.
True.
Exactly.
True. It's just that good of a story.
Yeah.
It's just that good of a story, and it talks about balance, and it's just a really well done story with some really great elements in it. But now, let's go into our topic. Sorry.
What's going on in the Warframes? Ooh, what's going on in the Warframes? Okay, so right now there is a huge release on PC. Massive, big, crazy news. Topic of the show. I'm gonna stop doing that when Greg Miller stops doing it.
Would you say it's had a mass effect?
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I don't need your shit, okay? Alright, so the Harrow update, while late this week, just off the schedule by a day, actually came out on PC, and it came out with some UI changes, it came out with some balance passes to a bunch of weapons, and it came out with Harrow and 2 new weapons, which synergize with him amazingly if you haven't seen anybody else's videos. Granted, we're on console, we're not going to get it for a while. I did not catch the opening to primetime that, you know, fucking airs right before we do our podcast.
Right. Oh, by the way, I'm going to
actually catch it.
Yeah, just 1 second. What's up? What's going on, Marshall? You Sam? What's up, the chat?
Saying hi to chat. Oh, okay. But yeah, so I don't know what the status is currently. I'm probably gonna find out later what the actual status is of the build currently. Now, when we do get it, we will actually get those the augments that were released. What was it? Shortly after our last update, which gave us the Endura and.
Which, as you can see, me and you are both kind of hyped for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did love the Enduro when it came out, but I cannot wait for this Harrow thing. I'm super interested in it because of some of the not spoiler tweets that have actually come out from some of the content creators, some of the partners. I have watched, you know, stuff pertaining to what's going on with the UI, some of the weapon balance pass stuff, and what is actually up with Harrow and his synergies and how his powers work, as well as the new weapons. Now, the new Tenno weapon is something I am really interested in. It looks good. It's got a great magazine size. It's got innate toxin damage. I'm sorry, innate corrosive damage. My bad. It's got innate corrosive damage, which means you can actually stack other damage types on it that you wouldn't normally be able to because of mod combinations. Yep.
Which corrosive damage not unheard of on weapons, just not exactly great on most weapons.
Yes. And then it's secondary fire. Obviously, well, not obviously, but if you've been watching any of the dev streams or anything like that, the secondary fire is a spear weapon as a primary, just like the Javelok and the Ferox. You can throw it. So when you throw it, it has a radius effect that gives a bullet attractor to just head. So it gives innate headshots. Now this works with Harrow very well. This is great, right? However, outside of Harrow, if you want to do some severe damage with the secondary, okay, so I've got the Axolotl Prime, right? Like, that's my go-to secondary for right now. Like, it's been my favorite thing since it came out. And I have a Rivet for it. Now, I'm also using hydraulic crosshairs because I have a critical status build on my on my Axolotl Prime. So with a critical status build and hydraulic crosshairs to really emphasize that critical status, what ends up happening is the second I get a headshot, my damage increases exponentially. So if I'm using this weapon, I'm immediately just going to continually trigger hydraulic crosshairs.
Right.
So, not just a synergy with Harrow and his headshot abilities and what that does for his powers, for his passive, and all that bullshit, but with other frames and the stuff that already exists in the game for secondaries. It's going to be unbelievably useful. That weapon already synergizes with with things that exist in the game currently.
Think about it like this. It is a mobile mag bubble.
Yes, that is literally it.
Yeah, it really just is. It is a mag bubble in a gun. Well, spare.
Yep. Well, yeah. Okay, and then there's the Nell, which is a secondary pistol, and it's got some pretty good stats. It's really not that bad at all, apparently. But it's got this one round magazine, and anytime you get a headshot with it, you already have another bullet in the mag, and you get a multiplier. It also has a zoom function like sniper rifles. It's a sniper pistol. It's essentially what they're calling it, right? So as a sniper pistol, you naturally want to get headshots with it. Now, it's a little weird because snipers have always been in a strange kind of place in Warframe. They don't necessarily fit unless you really want a particular niche style of combat, which I love my Vectis Prime, and I have it set up for single shot, so it works like a bolt action. It reminds me of playing CSGO or Call of Duty or something like that, right? And I use it here in Warframe because I like the engagement that I have with my weapon. I don't just fire and forget. I actually have to sight up. I have to, hit both triggers and go to town. So, for a niche group, there's going to be people who love the sighting up. But I think for everybody else, that functionality is going to not seem all that great. However, what might overshadow this idea and make people want to use it more is that in its current state, people are claiming that it might be a little OP. Because you get a crazy critical bonus, and you have infinite ammo as long as you're getting headshots. Yeah. And getting headshots in Warframe is not a difficult thing.
Well,
speaking for yourself. Well, I walk around with the Vectis Prime and I get headshots, sure. But, there's a lot of mods for primaries, secondaries, and things like that that require headshots. Getting a headshot in Warframe is not super horrible. Yeah. So, people are already saying that this weapon could be OP if you have just a little bit of skill. And it doesn't really take too much skill to get headshots in this game.
No.
Sorry, it's a PvE game. It's not something that... We're not gonna... You're not super worried about people being extra twitchy because you're up against AI.
Yeah.
So I definitely see people leaning more in that vein of the sniper aesthetic of scoping up, and appreciating it because of that weapon.
Well, we're good. We're good to go. Fuck. I've just been sitting here.
Oh, yeah, we've been good for a little while.
Yeah. I've just been sitting here killing.
Yeah, we got a little carried away. Now, then there's also... For anybody watching, if you haven't watched the coverage videos of Harrow, I would say go do it. Try to get some of the spoiler-free stuff, because the Harrow quest is apparently... while an okay quest in for most people's opinions, it's actually there's a M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong twist at the end, I guess. That's the only thing I've had spoiled for me. The ending is really good.
I don't mind M. Night anymore. Especially after going to see Split. He's coming back.
Better. He's really coming back. And I don't know. He's supposed to have a unified universe for his writing too.
Have you not seen Split?
I have not actually seen Split yet. I was saving it for an airplane ride.
Okay, you need to watch it. Genuinely, go watch it, because there are a few lines in there where you just kind of go. Honestly, I'm the only one who watches old school movies, or what my generation would consider old school movies. So I'm the only one who freaked out in the theater when they said these 4 lines, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. Okay, so. I think I know what you're talking about, but anyway. So, now, yeah, if you haven't seen any of the Harrow footage or what he does and their synergies and how they work, go ahead and look that up. Definitely give it a check out. I know a lot of the partners and content creators are working on leveling up their Harrows right now and getting them situated to actually produce videos, because it only dropped last night. So, people have been scrambling to get footage out to showcase what's going on with the game. So, the other big thing, well... I don't know how big it is, but there's some interesting UI changes. that I thought were really awesome. One, now there will be an indicator on whether a mod is on your frame versus or not your frame, but your weapon versus your sentinel.
Okay.
Or your sentinel's weapon.
Yeah.
So there will be indicators for that. Actually, iconography that is on the mod itself.
Which we've been asking for something along those lines for a long time.
Yeah, for a long, long time. Also, in the weapon stats column, when you're actually in your arsenal looking at a weapon stats, they've added what was it?
That our person of interest is in the
Much like they recently added the alt fire stats, they just added the punch through stat to that list.
Did they? Sweet.
Yep.
Awesome. Nope. Wow, I suck.
So
okay.
I think that's pretty fantastic and amazing is that they added the punch through stat. So like that's something that I've always been curious about on particular weapons. What has punch through and what does not? Because there's some weapons where you think it should, much like the Opticore, and it doesn't.
Well, I believe the
Like,
Opticore does now.
It does now, which brings us to the other thing, which is the weapon balances. Apparently, like, recently they made a weapons balance pass, and it was well received. A lot of weapons were looked at again and made more than one. They've done that again to like 30-something weapons or some crazy shit like that. And now some weapons have some really interesting stats, specifically secondaries and glaives were looked at probably the hardest, because with this weapons pass they added the new functionality of wielding a glaive right now, a single-hand weapon, and a secondary weapon, a pistol of some kind, right? So that really did bring about I imagine that brought about the weapons pass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really make them super viable. So I am curious, because they did state that things like the Bronco Prime, the Ak Bronco Prime, and like weapons, specifically the secondary shotguns, which have needed some love.
Do it for
Thank you. I missed that one. The secondary shotguns definitely needed some love. I mean, there are some really awesome ones in there. Like I love the the Dara Vandal. I've always liked that weapon. I see that.
Just go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Kuba instead. You're not important.
I'm not.
But I'm a Naros, so I can do both. Are you using Ivara again?
Yeah. Just having
power
fun.
strict Ivara?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, fuck this guy. Get beat up. Only his ass. Alright.
Okay, you get it. I'll worry about this.
Alright. But yeah, so a lot of the glaives got looked at, and a lot of the secondaries, primarily secondary shotguns, got looked at. And this is kind of an awesome thing, because not only did the secondary shotguns get more of a viable standing overall, but secondaries as a whole got looked at. And there are some secondaries that are a little ridiculous now. At least
there are
the
some
PC
primaries that are a little ridiculous now.
That's another thing. Is there are some of the primaries got looked at pretty awesomely. So the Daikyu most notably, or not most notably, but pretty notable is the Daikyu for one. It has like an innate punch through now. And I guess it didn't actually have that prior to, which is very strange, because the Daikyu is a longbow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the heavy hitter.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, and they increased some of its damage to like 500 or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, 500, and they upped its status, and they upped its crit.
Yeah. And then the other one, the Opticore was another big one that people were talking about today, was that the Opticore finally got its punch through, and its beam got widened, so it actually has a more area effect use. And I have recently used the Opticore. I was just dicking around with it, and I noticed that it was actually kind of lackluster for being, you know, very Spartan laser-esque. I thought it could it could use a buff, and I looked up some stuff and noticed that a lot of people felt the same way, that weapon just needed some love. Granted, I'm not going to find a practical use for the Opticore, but it definitely needed some love. What are we doing? Is this a rescue?
Yeah. Conclave.
Conclave? What?
Conclave.
What about Conclave? What are you battling about?
You can open the fucking door? Opticore. Practical use. Conclave. Why?
No.
Why not?
I do not see the Opticore being practically used in Conclave. That no.
Granted, we were dicking around with like Conclave ideas.
You're
before.
trolling, bruh. You're trolling. I don't like you trolling. I don't appreciate it.
I've seen people use it. I have gone up against people using it.
I thought I was gonna die in there.
Oh, hey, there he is. Alright, let's get out of here. But yeah, the other one that I noticed that piqued my interest, anyway, was the Stradivar.
What are you doing?
Because the Stradivar is hit it. The Stradivar is essentially designed as a Lewis gun, which, for people who don't know, is a like World War I, World War II era fucking assault rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a Tommy gun-esque type thing. It's more of a long barrel, but the Stradivar that they have in this game very much looks like a Lewis gun, and I love the look of a Lewis gun. It's just really cool if you're a gun person. So, because it looks like a good old-fashioned Lewis rifle, definitely digging it, and it gets they increase the damage and I believe the crit on it.
Yeah.
Right? Now there's one
Crit.
thing.
Hey, they increased the crit in auto only.
No, they. Yeah, no, they did.
Auto only.
It was the same. It was the same crit in the secondary fire, which is that single shot, or the semi-auto rather. But yeah, so they increased that, and I remember somebody posting a video about the Stradivar not too long ago, and then I started scrolling through YouTube a little bit and found DK Diamantes had recently proclaimed that the Stradivar was his favorite assault rifle because he got a Riven for it, and he absolutely loved it. And I thought about it, it's like the Stradivar is a really fun gun, and it's both of its fire modes are fantastic usability. Because I love a good semi-automatic weapon, which is kind of why I've come to using frickin' Vectis Prime, right? And that, like, thinking about it, it's like I can't wait for this update specifically for that because I want to see what they've done with that. Now, we don't have.
Ready up.
Excuse me.
Sabo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have all of the patch notes yet. They haven't. They've been released, and we can go look them up. But apparently, there's like 20-something pages of patch notes. But
I think 25 was the number.
Yeah. Every time I read the entirety of the patch notes, the is fixes. There's always a huge section for changes, and then just this massive list of fixes. And it's all these tiny, weird bug fixes of things you never even bothered to think of.
Yeah. Like,
shit nobody
fix a
complains
hole
about, but
here.
stuff that they know. Yeah. Now, that is one thing that I did note. With this update, as big as it is, and as amazing as everybody's praising it for all the changes that are happening right now, which, you know, we'll see how much of that praise sticks in the next couple of days. There is one thing. Are we open?
No. We shouldn't be.
Just said somebody joined the squad, but anyway, fuck it, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
The one thing that somebody did notice is that in one of the raids, because of the Earth Remaster, which is what came out with this, one of the, or not one of the, but because of the Earth Remaster, apparently in one of the raids, there's a bunch of missing and broken textures, and tiles are glitched and not great. Like, it's pretty horrible.
That's interesting.
We don't know if it's an isolated incident yet, or if this is a genuine, just all-around bug. I haven't. I just noticed that topic come up on Reddit. I didn't delve too far into it. I didn't actually have a whole lot of time. I feel bad. I probably should have. But it seems like that might be a thing. I imagine that will get looked at pretty heavily. I thought I saw that somebody from the dev team had replied to it.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it was noted. I know that because this is a release week for a build, that the dev team is like on fucking edge right now, and
they're on edge and working their asses off. Because if I was them, I wouldn't want to have to work the weekend either. So
yeah, which was the complaint when what was it? Not the War Within. No, it was the War Within. When the War Within came out, it was on a Friday, and they immediately said at the very next dev stream, "We have learned our lesson, and we know not to ever release another big update on the weekend."
Yeah.
Because they end up working the weekend.
Because they know their game fundamentally has some issues. They know that,
Yeah.
and they know that it's going to take a lot to fix anything because they can't playtest as many hours,
Yeah.
as we can play in a single hour. Like a single hour of a patch being out, their R&D team couldn't replicate that if they had a year. So
because of the amount of people actually playing, you get so much playtime in that first hour, cumulatively. So, yeah, the fact that all of this was found just hours after the release of the patch, or the release of the update. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just standing by right now.
Yep, just waiting.
Are we doing Kuma?
Yeah, but this is we got to do Kuma first.
We have to do the Kuma first, so we
go find it. Yeah.
Yep, gotta go find it. So yeah, this big patch definitely has some flaws, and I know they know it because they always know. This big patch has a lot of really cool stuff. When this big patch is coming to console, probably not before TennoCon.
Yeah, no. They might do a mic drop moment of, hey, this is coming out on consoles.
It's
this
insert,
week.
boom. You know?
Yeah.
If they announce, hey, it's going to cert, like, fucking tomorrow, yeah, that would be awesome, because if it goes to cert on a Friday, that would blow my fucking mind. Yeah, we would end up getting it Tuesday. I don't see that happening. The Harrow update is too big. Because it'd be one thing for the weapons pass, it'd be one thing for the quest, because it's the quest. Yeah. You got a new frame, you got a couple new weapons. That's all standard issue bread and butter for them. The bigger problem here is the Earth remaster is a damn near reskinning of an entire tile set. I could see some problems there.
Granted, they've done it before.
Somebody found something. Yeah. True. They did do the Grenier factory tile set not too long ago. So that I get. I'm just gonna drop that. There you go. Thank you.
I got the Kuma. Don't worry about it.
Boosh!
Don't worry about it. Ow, fucker!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna...
Oh my god, I can't see shit in here. So yeah, anyway. When we get it, it's gonna be a lot.
A lot of stuff. It's gonna be accumulated, even more than it was.
Yeah. And I am stoked for the Harrow quest. I am super curious, because if this new dark direction is something that's going to be more of a mainstay, or more common, rather, for where they're going, that means the Arbiters of Hexus quest is going to be fucking amazing. And I hope they save it for last.
I want to be a fucking space judge.
Yep. I want to be old Stony Face and just rain down on somebody.
I want to talk some shit.
Of my anger.
I want to talk some shit, quote some laws to fucking wannabe space mom, and be like, look, I'm laying shit down. No.
I hate rollers so much. So, I mean, that's really what's going on with the Warframes this week. Outside of that,
hasn't been a whole lot else.
We're still going to TennoCon.
All my money's paid up. I'm definitely
You are definitely paid into the travel expenses that will be incurred. It's gonna be very interesting to sit in a car with you for 6 hours.
You'll be fine. I'll sleep for most of it.
We are. No, you ain't, motherfucker. Because I'm driving. You ain't sleeping through that shit. Make sure your ass is awake. Ain't having it. Alright?
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna sit in the car for 6 hours. Unless you start to annoy me, then I will probably fuck you in the jaw and let you,
sit there for a while.
What
happened? We're in London, Ontario. That was quick.
You damn right, motherfucker. Okay, wait. Which one do we put in there?
Coolant?
Alright.
Yeah.
Somebody's a pansy. Somebody doesn't like the fire. Alright. Okay. So,
That seems like a whole lot of fire to me.
we are going to do the TennoCons. Wow. We don't really have a lot else this week going on.
I mean, I could talk about the
light
patch.
week.
What do we got? We got another like 10 minutes, 10, 20 minutes. We can talk about the, yeah.
Blast door has
We can talk about the,
okay, so,
Baragon patch.
actually, what else did you garner from the update for Warframe here? What else did you, what struck your fancy there?
It looks, honestly, to me, the overall structure of how they're updating and stuff and how they're doing that, it looks to me like they're going to, because, like, they went down to, we are restructuring this weapon. It's going to do its same core mechanic, but we are structuring where it sits in our MR ranking system. We're restructuring every little thing. So it looks like...
They changed the MR rank of a lot of weapons. They actually brought it up on quite a few of them.
In a lot of fun.
Whatever.
If you didn't know, it's a founder's only weapon, and they raised it to MR6. If you're a founder and still MR6, the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, you know, maybe some people are hardcore like that. You never know.
Ain't nobody that hardcore. That's some hardcore Henry shit. But
Anyway.
what I'm getting from like them, because they've done what, 2 or 3 balance passes now on weapons.
This would be the second big one.
Okay, second big one, but they've done 3 in total. Another little small one, but with this, it looks like they're going back and they're restructuring the weapons. And this specifically makes me think and consider this might be in setup for them to start talking about damage 3.0.
See,
And-
I understand your
Or
thought
maybe
process on that, but I
either
don't
them
see
setting
it.
up for it or saying, hey, this is our band-aid for now.
Yeah, I kind of see it more as a band-aid, because I think it's more that they want to have the weapons in a better place each, because there are so many weapons that don't get used as frequently. So I really think that that's more in that vein. You're on fire. you are on fire. Okay.
Wait,
But yeah.
I am the burning monk.
Oh Jesus. So yeah, like I can see. Well, no, dumbass. Because like the Sikaris got a bump, and then the Sikaris got another bump with his pass.
Yeah.
Another job well
So
executed.
I think it's more finding each weapon's kind of strengths and weaknesses, and getting them to fit more in the progression of a player's journey, essentially, right? Like, because you have these weapons that are now locked behind that mastery rank wall. This is a move that I feel is more in line with the star chart rework, where people have been playing the game for an extended period.
This may not be for them.
We like it, we notice it, it seems like a good move, but if you're a new player coming to it, now you have more of this structured path in front of you for progression, right? So I think it's more in line with that idea. So I don't see it being damaged 2.0 yet. I don't see that
3.0.
yet.
We've had
3.0, is it? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, no.
Sorry.
No,
Sure.
it's movement 3.0.
No, we're on movement 2.0.
Yeah, the next
The game's
iteration.
still in beta. Who knows?
We're throwing around percents and numbers, and nobody knows what we're doing. And
Void Glitch is gone. We have no idea what the hell numbers are anything.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. God damn it. Okay. But yeah, I think this is just to really get weapons to find their groove and give people more incentive to use weapons that they wouldn't normally. Like hearing that the Bronco gets a damage buff, and
Twin Roga.
That drives me nuts.
The Twin Roga get a damage buff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's another stat, a UI stat that was actually added. Kind of glossed over this. The damage fall off for shotguns, which is very important. Damage fall off for shotguns.
All secondaries now actually have it.
Yep.
That's right.
So, that stat will actually be displayed because there are mods that affect range of your projectiles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those mods don't necessarily go with the weapons that are being affected by this particular stat. At least I'm not sure. I've never put Sinister Reach on a fucking shotgun, so
It'd be interesting.
I can't really denote whether that's worth it or not. But with that stat, now you have more knowledge to have better control over your build, and that's always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding the absolute particular parameters you are operating within when it comes to your weapons and your frame and things like that. And the less a person has to go to the wiki, the better. The more information you have within the actual IP itself, the better. Just look at Destiny. They took all of their history and all of their story and all of their knowledge, and they put it in an app that you had to download or go to their website. None of it was in the game. Huge point of contention.
Well, and it literally broke the community, because now people are freaking out that it's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, freaking out in a bad way. But
yes. And for a long time, it was a huge point of contention that it wasn't in the game, and you had to get the Grimoire cards, and you had to do all this stuff to unlock them, and then it would showcase that you did it on the screen. The game would tell you, oh, you've unlocked a Grimoire card. Now, stop playing the game, grab your phone, or go to your fucking laptop, and go look at this thing somewhere else. Stop engaging with the IP that you purchased and want to engage with, that we want you to be engaged with, so we could sell you more crap. Stop doing that real quick, and go do something else, so you can have some actual inclination as to why you're running around space just shooting aliens in the face, right?
Right.
So this game has the codex, and that's a great first step. The codex is amazing. It gives you a fuck ton of information, and the codex is interactive as you progress through the game, right?
Hey, yeah. Hey, what's up, Umberto?
Oh, cool.
Umberto.
Okay.
If I'm saying that correctly. I apologize,
Yes.
I'm still
Umberto
still very bad at names.
But yeah, so the codex seemed always to me like a great stepping stone for putting information in the game. The codex, I feel, could always be expanded. And taking the idea that the codex represents, which is giving the players more information that is easily accessible in the game, is just a good practice. So now that they're finally seeing the benefit to the community, or not just to the community, but the fact that giving the community these numbers, giving the community this data to actually use to their advantage is beneficial for them. It's a good faith move.
Yeah.
You get more loyalty with it, you know? So I do like where that's headed. I do like that idea. I want more weapon stats. I want to get into the minutia of it and just get really, really crazy, because when you start looking at Rivens specifically, Rivens affect stats that we didn't have UI elements for. We didn't know what the actual were for. You had to go to the wiki.
Punch through, like, blast radius.
Punch through. Yeah, things like that. You don't know the actual parameters of that.
So you don't know if you get it on a Riven if it's good or not.
Yeah. So the other... Oh, that reminds me. The other thing that came out with this big update on PC is the melee Rivens are finally here.
They're out?
And I have not heard what's going on yet. I do know that with the Harrow quest, if you purchase Harrow, like you purchase the Harrow pack that'll be coming out with the Nell and the Tenno Spear primary, whose name I forget at this time. If you purchase that pack, you have Harrow. So finishing the quest for Harrow will grant you a melee Riven.
Ooh.
Well, they stated a Riven specifically, because
but
they
more
did
than
it
likely
in
a melee
the previous quest. More than likely it'll be a melee Riven, because melee Rivens are being introduced. So that I am all for. It's very interesting. I haven't heard anything yet. Again, it's literally only been out a day.
Not even. It barely came out this morning.
Well, no, it came out last night.
Did it?
And Harrow dropped last night, yeah. So I haven't heard anything about melee Rivens, but I do know they're in the sortie rotation, or the drop table rotation. I am curious to where that would go, because I know a lot of people have already stated this. Melee weapons are super powerful. They can scale ridiculously now. With people understanding how to build appropriately, how to get damage to do what you want. Like a condition overload on my Legion, and I use my Legion religiously. It's it's ridiculous. It's a go-to weapon. I don't have to think when I use it.
Right.
It does an absurd amount of damage, and I don't even have weapons. I don't even have mods on it that are straight damage. It just scales amazingly.
Yeah,
right,
because now we have mods like that. Actually, let's actually wrap because I believe we're going on an hour at this point.
We've got about 10 minutes.
Oh, we do have 10 minutes. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's do one more mission then.
We'll do one more mission. Now, what was the other thing? There was one more major thing that was added with this big patch. It wasn't just the melee ribbon thing. There was something else that I'm missing here. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. Where the hell is the Kuva Fortress at?
Between
there
Jupiter.
It is. Okay, here we are. So, Jupiter. Okay, they did add one more thing, and I can't remember what it was.
Saturn Rescue.
Okay, here we go. We got some Saturn stuff. We got Spy.
Rescue.
Okay, we'll just go with whatever. But yeah, they added the melee ribbons.
I remember.
What?
It's the pessimism defect. They added that mission back in.
The rescue mission from the pacifism defect they added as a standard mission type because part of Harrow's frame drops there. It's the systems drops in one of the rotations there, and I believe it's the C rotation.
Yep.
It's either the B or the C rotation.
No, it's definitely the C rotation because that's the same rotation that Nidus drops out of. Is this rotation C, but not off of that mission, off of separate.
And then
mission.
they added another mod that drops in the same rotation apparently, or in the same mission. I don't know if it's the same rotation, but they added a Bane of Corrupted mod.
Yeah.
Bane of Corrupted.
So now we have all of the Banes. Literally,
Well,
all of the Banes.
we have a Bane to use
There is a
for
prisoner here
farming
that is
relics.
vital to our operations.
Or not farming relics,
Search
but
for the
farming
holding
fissures.
location.
Yep.
We have the 2 impromptu tanks. And
No,
we're still public.
I am not. I am not a tank. By the way, this is also your party, so that's your fault.
Oh, you're I thought you were Nidus for some reason.
Nope.
You are not Nidus. You are Ash. Okay.
I
But
mentioned
yeah,
that.
so they definitely added some fucking interesting shit. So I can't wait. I am super curious.
That was quick.
TennoCon is, you know, in literally a week we will be in a car driving to Ontario.
There's no telling what the captain
It's gonna
Well,
be
actually,
find the
before that, in a week, we're gonna be sitting here on a
Yes, we
big
are.
ass long stream, having fun. We're gonna be
we are gonna be
big
playing
ass stream.
Warframe for how long are we going? Holy shit! I
8
don't
hours.
even
Why
know
not?
anymore. What?
8 hours. Why not?
8 hours? I was gonna say 5. I don't know if I have 8 hours in my life to give like that. What am I gonna do for 8 hours on stream?
I mean, be your normal,
What are you gonna do?
condescending, narcissistic self.
Okay, I am not narcissistic.
I noticed you didn't say anything about the condescending.
Oh, I'm condescending as fuck. Fuck you. I am better than most people.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no. I don't know. I guess we could try that that idea I had for Tenno Texas Hold'em.
Yep. Totally.
We could totally try that. We could
That'll be
definitely
some
run
interesting
some relics,
ideas.
do some Kuva, level up some stuff, maybe express our Forma addictions individually.
Yeah. And what we did
my
with all of our Forma.
addiction and like,
No, I have a Forma addiction. I just don't have a lot of them.
Protect the siphon.
I don't have quite the quantity.
I do. I actually buy Forma packs. The 3 Forma bundle. I'm guilty of actually purchasing those.
So go to Forma AA. We're going to Forma AA.
We might have to. I think well, now that I have just about every weapon and just about every frame, I think it's calming down considerably.
Sorry,
we're
I missed that
finding
one.
builds. Oh, yep, I wasn't here.
I was worrying
Get rid
about
of these
Guardians,
guys.
yeah.
There we go. Murder. Let's get rid of these dudes. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just spamming my legion.
Throw out this. Okay.
But yeah, so this time next week we will be super tired and really ridiculous and probably a little stressed out. Oh, how did I miss that?
Not stressed out.
whiffed it.
Probably a little drunk.
I'm probably drunk, yes. I won't actually be stressed out because I'm actually on vacation. I'm gonna be on vacation next week, which is great because it coincides with TennoCon. Totally not a coincidence.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit. But yeah, well, I did mention to my boss straight up, it's like, hey, you know, if I wasn't already off that week,
I'm not gonna be here.
coming in. I wasn't coming in that Friday. He didn't even bother asking me. He just kind of, he understands the situation already. He's like, okay, yeah, no, that's cool, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
I get it. I'm not gonna question it. Yep. Damn straight. But yeah, so we will be streaming here for so many hours, and then the very next morning we will be in a car for 6 or 7 hours, driving to London, Ontario. And,
Which, if you think about it, not that bad because, I mean, like even Rob, he's on the West Coast, he has to be in a plane for 6 or 7 hours.
No, that's not really that long a flight. I've taken that flight several times.
Like that area?
To go from the West Coast to the Midwest, it's really not that bad. Not that bad at all.
Thinking about it, yeah, probably not actually, but thinking about it.
Somebody triggered the alarm.
Hey, you got 40 seconds, go for it.
Who sussed at this? Oh, I only have one door left. Okay. Come on, dude.
I'm just
Oh
sitting
my
here
God.
taking out
The randos, man. The randos. Struggle is real. Hey, there we go. Somebody found the go button. Alright. Other than that, we really don't have a whole lot else.
No, it's been a pretty quiet week
We're-
overall.
I mean, kind of.
For
it's quiet
consoles,
right now.
for consoles, it's been a quiet week.
Console, it's super quiet, yes, but Warframe-wise, overall, it's been fairly active in the last 24 hours. So still waiting on more information as to what the particulars are when it comes to these weapon reworks and how OP is the Nell. You know, I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. But yeah, I guess we can sign off.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's probably our shortest podcast.
I mean, we're getting our times down.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. We didn't really get into the weeds on anything, and
Nope.
definitely steered clear of some topics that need to be left alone.
We've run into two topics in
Yeah.
in us doing stuff about this game that we just kind of we're gonna leave that.
Yeah. This is a positive community, and
Yep.
I've always appreciated that. So, this has been the Tenno Two Drink Minimum.
Has begun. It will be marked on navigation.
Thank you guys for
This
watching.
is your host, Cazz Face, joined by
a jackass narcissist.
See, you're really bad at that.
Yeah, okay.
This is why you need to do the outro.
Yeah.
This is-
No, this has been the Tenno Two Drink Minimum, a primarily Warframe drinking podcast where we're already, 2-3 drinks in, and we've had a great time talking about Warframe. Great time talking about Warframe, and it's been great to have you guys here watching.
I bet.
So, if you're catching this live, or if you're catching this on our channel after it goes up, and you're seeing it in your subscription feeds, go ahead and drop either a like, or just let us know how we're doing. I know we had some, we had a comment about our stuff last week, so we did fix it this week, hopefully. We'll take a look at that, and we'll do some more changes if need be. But that's how we improve the show, honestly, is if anybody's watching and they have a little feedback, we would be more than grateful for you guys to give that to us, just so we can make it a better show. And thank you guys for watching. As always, keep it cool, keep it casual.